Hello, Debbie Sementelli here, and I'm going to be talking about how to hold a brush pen so that you can maximize your thicks and thins. Now, this is kind of a controversial subject, and I think it's because we have two different categories. One is the traditional way to hold a brush pen. So this would be the triangular shape with your middle finger, forefinger, and thumb holding the brush not too far down. You're kind of up about that far. You're resting a little bit on your tip of your pinky down through your wrist and your arm so that this all can move and give you the greatest range of motion. In addition, your brush pen, you can see, is angled. So when you're going to make a thick stroke, you place or plant your brush down and pull. So if I want a very thick stroke, I'm going to place more of the tip on the paper, okay? If I wanted a very thin stroke, like a connecting stroke, I'm going to place just the tip on the paper so that I get a thinner stroke. Some people hold the brush a little differently. I have found if I hold the brush this way, as some people do, they kind of like create a pocket here and wrap this thumb around. Then first of all, my hand gets much tighter. I don't feel as loose, and I don't feel like I'm really able to get as much movement, or if I do, I have to turn more on my wrist right here to get that movement, and then my brush is really not in the best position. I can't really lay that down, so instead I am like pushing on the brush in an odd way. So I really am not, I'm going against what the brush is made to do, because when I'm holding it this way, the brush is free to have me place as much as I want on the paper, because it's at that angle, so it's perpendicular to the stroke. If I all of a sudden change it this way, now just to show you without having that grip, now the brush is in this position. So to make these strokes, I'm really going against the way that the tip of the brush works. So I know that some people do hold their brush like this, and somehow they find a way to letter and it looks good. I would be concerned about their ligaments and tendons in their hand and the muscles in their arms getting too tight and possibly having damage. But I've never done it that way, so I can't really speak to it, whether or not it tires out your hand more or anything like that. I'm just going from basic principles of what the brush will or will not do. So I prefer it like this, and if you have trouble making those thicks and thins, perhaps if you try switching to holding the brush like this, it could work better for you. I have had several people that I have coached in brush lettering, and they have told me that made the difference. It did take them a while to get used to it, but once they did, they saw that there was a huge difference. So I encourage you to try that.